There's actually a protest that happened outside of the Manhattan courthouse. And I want to bring this photo on the screen if we can. This was posted on Twitter by Ben Collins, who is a reporter at NBC News. And this is what he tweeted with the photo. This is actually quite funny. He said, "I'm at the pro-Trump protest put on by the New York Young Republicans Club. Not a joke. There are more reporters here than Trump supporters." And this was supposed to be the big one, meaning the big protest. He tweets again and says, "It's just a bunch of cameras taking a picture of a guy who's putting on a rat suit next to a guitar with the words 'Hang Fauci' on it." This was supposed to start a half an hour ago. He said the ratio of press to actual protesters at this pro-Trump rally in New York is probably 5-1, maybe more than that. He goes, one guy yelling F Trump, trying to rile people up. All the cameras just immediately wrap around him, including some known pro-Trump YouTube guys who really need this footage. The whole thing is very stupid. He goes, I've been to a zillion of these, and every time it's the same thing. Surround the one counter protest and make gristle for the right-wing content mine. So dumb. Anyway, it's completely dead here. So Ben Collins, as you can see, is coming at this from a left-wing bias. He's saying, oh, American right-wing media, especially new media, online media, are trying to make this about the counter-protesters, those that hate Trump. But really, what he's saying without saying, or he says this, but he doesn't make a point of it, is that this protest is dead. This protest is not violent. This protest is not going to be violent. This is not going to be civil unrest. And I cannot imagine attending one of these protests. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do, but I would not go to this. I would not set foot within a mile of a protest like this, because that ratio that he talks about, this being 5 reporters to 1 pro-Trump supporter, imagine the ratio of feds. There's probably all those quote-unquote pro-Trump supporters are feds. This thing is entirely infiltrated. This is a landmine just waiting for you to get anywhere near the blast radius, and you are going to be harmed by it. It's a trap. And by the way, here's the problem. If you are entrapped in a protest like this, who's going to defend you? Because we've seen now, after January 6th, the very, very few members of Congress who have defended the rights, the constitutional rights, or the supposed constitutional rights of the January 6th protesters who are in prison right now. President Trump didn't really say anything about them until, in their support at least, until he started running for president this election cycle. He hasn't paid the legal fees of any of these people who have been destroyed. Some of them have to use public defenders because they don't have the funds to pay for several years of private lawyers. The only person that I can think of who's really fighting for the January 6th defendants who are in prison is Julie Kelly, the wonderful journalist and reporter from American Greatness who has been more dedicated to uncovering the reality of what happened on January 6th and exposing the corruption of the legal system, the prosecutors and the judges that are handling these cases. She's been a bigger advocate for these people, and she's not even hired by them. She's just doing her job as a reporter and a journalist than anybody else that I can think of, in elected office or otherwise. That's wonderful, but that is not enough to risk your freedom. That is not enough to risk being thrown in a DC gulag.